rich.
What's up guys, Jared here, and it's a brand new year. 2018 is finally upon us, which means a whole new year of fantastic movies coming to the theater. So to start off this wonderful new year, I headed out to the movie theater and do what I do best, and watch the new Ridley Scott film, All the Money in the World. So is All the Money in the World going to make all the money in the world? Let's find out. So All the Money in the World focuses on J. Paul Getty, the oil tycoon, played by Christopher Plummer. It sort of paints Getty as this hardworking man that soon turns into a real-life Scrooge, trying to save a penny here or there. The main crux of the movie happens in July 1973, when Getty's grandson, Paolo, is kidnapped on the streets of Rome and demanded a ransom of $17 million. As the kidnappers become more and more insistent and Getty continues to be this old curmudgeon, it soon turns to Gail Harris, Getty's stepdaughter, played by Michelle Williams, to track down her son's captors. With the help of Fletcher Chase, an ex-CIA operative played by Mark Wahlberg, they attempt to investigate and track down the men who kidnapped Paolo, and plead with Getty to have his ransom paid before anything deadly can happen to the boy. So before I get into this, I want to talk about the controversy that's kind of surrounding this film and how insane it is that this movie hit its initial release date. Me. Originally, Kevin Spacey was supposed to have the role of Jay Getty, but then all of this weird sexual touching and abuse stuff was going around Hollywood, which happened to land at Kevin Spacey's doorstep, and Ridley Scott was like, oh, screw this guy, so they dropped him like it was hot, recast with Christopher Plummer, reshot the stuff in roughly a month, and this movie came out on time. Woo! Give this man a bonus! Aside from all of that crazy stuff that happened, the movie is cohesive and well structured. The story of Getty and his kidnapped grandson is something that I've never really heard about or read, so I was really intrigued from the opening 5 minutes of the film. As the story moves along and focuses on different aspects of the kidnapping and ransom, you realize, or it's soon painted, that Getty is just this huge cheapskate. Whether it be him doing his own laundry for a tax write-off, or him lying about the value of certain things. There's a reason why this guy was the richest man in the world, and really shows the audience why this ransom wasn't paid off in mere hours, but rather drawn out for months. Now, Christopher Plummer was really enjoyable to watch as Mr. Getty, and he really portrays the fact that this guy is only interested in money and didn't have time for a family. It was interesting how Ridley Scott showed us Getty and his idea of value, how pretty much everything has a price, including human beings. I was also really surprised by how much Christopher Plummer was actually in the movie. With the news of all of these reshoots and recasting, I thought that he would maybe be in this movie about 10 to 15 minutes, but he's actually a main character and interacts with a lot of the other characters. Michelle Williams also turns in a great performance as this distressed mother who is pretty much helpless to the power of money. She portrays this determined mother and angered stepdaughter ex-wife flawlessly. She really brings the emotion to this role and enhances her performance in the film overall. I really dug her performance in All the Money in the World, and I really hope that she gets some sort of notice when award season comes along. There were a couple things that were sort of taxing with this film, one of which was the way it was marketed along with the pacing. After the whole switch up of the actors, the trailers kind of went from this tense drama tone to this high action crime thriller. Don't get me wrong, this was definitely a crime thriller, but it was more of a slower one. It was more thoughtful, more character driven, and it sort of dragged on in certain scenes, but it was due to character developing. The only reason I knocked the pacing is the way that they tried to market this. I mean, I don't think they could or should have removed anything from the film. Overall, All the Money in the World is the true life look into greed and how stingy people can be just to keep that wealth. With a cohesive story, solid performances, intriguing ideas, and overcoming the obstacle of reshoots, but with a rough CGI scene and some unfavorable pacing, I'd recommend checking out All the Money in the World. It's not this action thriller that it's painted to be, but overall it's a good movie. What did you think of All the Money in the World? Was it the intriguing true life Scrooge tale? Or was this thing just too drawn out and not really the action thriller flick that it was marketed to be? I want to hear about it in the comments below. As always, you can find me on the social medias at Jared Buckendahl on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, I'll see you later.